A triangle folded onigiri wrapper sitting inside a Japanese 7-Eleven. That single object tells you something Americans completely misread about this store. This video covers 3 specific 7-Eleven Japan details that shock Americans, and each one shows a gap between what you expect walking in and what you actually find. Detail number 1. The onigiri opening system. Pick up an onigiri at a Japanese 7-Eleven, and you will find a numbered label on the wrapper, 1, 2, 3, printed in sequence. That is not decoration. It is a 3-step tier guide that separates the outer plastic film from the inner seaweed layer so the nori stays crisp and dry until the exact moment you eat it. Americans picking this up for the first time tend to pull the wrong tab first and end up with a crumpled mess of seaweed stuck to plastic. The engineering inside that wrapper is genuinely more complex than most Americans expect from a gas station snack. Here is the comparison that lands hard. At an American 7-Eleven, the closest equivalent is a pre-packaged sandwich that has been sitting in a refrigerated case since early morning. The bread is soft, sometimes soggy, and there is no system protecting texture. The Japanese version has a dual-layer packaging system specifically engineered to keep 2 different materials, seaweed and rice, separated until the consumer opens it. That is a food engineering problem most American convenience stores have never tried to solve, because the product category does not exist at the same level. The payoff here is not just the wrapper. It is the signal the wrapper sends. That Japanese 7-Eleven treats food quality as a core product, not an afterthought. Detail number 2. The hot food counter with made-to-order timing. Walk past the register at a Japanese 7-Eleven, and you will see a heated display case with items like steamed Nikamon buns, fried chicken pieces, and corn dogs, but the staff rotates stock on a timed schedule. Items are pulled and replaced based on freshness windows, not just when they run out. This is not a heat lamp situation where food sits indefinitely. The store tracks how long each item has been in the case and removes it before quality drops. Americans comparing this to their own 7-Eleven experience are usually thinking of the roller grill, hot dogs and taquitos rotating under heat for an indeterminate amount of time. The roller grill is a cultural icon for a reason, but freshness timing is not its strength. Japanese 7-Eleven staff are trained to manage the hot case like a small kitchen operation, not a passive warming station. The detail that shocks Americans most: you can ask staff to heat a specific item from the refrigerated section, and they will do it immediately using the store's dedicated warming equipment. That is a service layer that does not exist at American 7-Eleven locations in any standardized way. Detail number 3. The ATM that actually works for foreign cards. Every Japanese 7-Eleven has a 7-bank ATM inside. For Americans traveling in Japan, this machine is one of the most reliable places to withdraw yen using a US-issued debit or credit card. The interface switches to English. The fees are visible before you confirm, and the machine accepts a wide range of international cards, including cards that get rejected at Japanese bank ATMs. This matters because Japan is still a heavily cash-based society in many daily transactions. Smaller restaurants, local shops, and some transit situations still prefer or require cash. Americans arriving from a tap-to-pay environment where cash is nearly optional get caught off guard fast. The 7-Eleven ATM becomes a critical piece of infrastructure for navigating daily life, not just a convenience. The American comparison: U.S. 7-Eleven locations have ATMs, but they are typically third-party machines with variable fees, inconsistent foreign card acceptance, and English-only interfaces that were never designed for international use. The Japanese version is a bank-grade machine operated by a subsidiary specifically built for this purpose. These 3 details, the onigiri wrapper system, the timed hot food counter, and the 7-bank ATM, are not random quirks. They each solve a specific problem that Japanese daily life creates: food quality at speed, freshness without a kitchen, and cash access without a branch. American 7-Eleven exists to fill a gap between gas and snacks. Japanese 7-Eleven exists to replace the need to go anywhere else. If you want to keep seeing Japan through this kind of side-by-side comparison, where a single object or store detail opens up something larger about how daily life actually works, subscribing means you get that exact format every time we publish. Here is the question worth sitting with. If a convenience store in Japan handles banking, hot meals, and engineered food packaging. What does that say about how Americans have accepted far less from the stores they visit every single day?